Hi everyone, welcome back, and hello if you're new here, thanks for tuning in. So today I'll be sharing my practical tips on keeping an organized home for easy and seamless living, and how you can adapt around permanent features in the house which you cannot change. I'll talk both about systems and kit. I hope you discover something new and useful from this. So I'm not talking about the obsessive kind of organization where everything is pristine, untouched, and looks like a show home. It's about real living, but knowing what and where your things are, so you can reduce time and energy spent on cleaning and tidying. Hopefully, this may even inspire you to declutter and reset. I've broken this up into two parts. In this video, we'll cover just the kitchen. If we start with some basic principles, visibility is very important. If you can't see what you have, you forget about it, you buy another one, and clutter builds up, which means more cleaning. I'm quite an obsessive labeler, I must admit. It looks pretty and helps everyone in the household know where to put things or get things from. Especially useful if other household members aren't as tidy as you. The method or tool needs to be easy for both using and cleaning. You'll see what I mean later. It also needs to be quick, we're all busy people. Finally, the system needs to flow, so placement of things really matter according to how you live. So let's get started. Most of the items mentioned will be in the description down below for your reference. So when we moved into this house, the kitchen unit was already in place, and it was an old one. We plan to change it eventually because it's not very functional, but we've tried to make the most of it. We have two cabinets with glass doors. I use these to display high-use items. One is for tea, coffee, and the other for bowls. The plates are stored in corner shelf inserts, which help save space. You can also put these in the cabinets, but ours aren't deep enough. Both the plates and bowls are just an arm's length away from the dishwasher, which makes it easy for putting things away. These glass mason jars are great for keeping things very airtight and were relatively cheap from IKEA. I was also trying to reduce plastic use. Downsides are they are heavy, bulky, and not the easiest or safest to stack. I also use plastic containers, which I find are generally easier to use with less wasted space. Whichever way you choose, the items just need to be visible and easy to reach. This 3-layer shelf jar holder can be very useful for elevating items deep in the cupboard to help visibility and reach. Now, containers, the bane of all our lives, or is it just me? Do you find that no matter how many times you rearrange them, they get messed up anyway? Missing lids get to me the most. Only if I have many identical containers, I store the bottom stacked and the lids next to them. Otherwise, I store them covered. If it fits another container in it, I will put it in with the lid on as well. So this system for many same containers, and this for assorted containers. This is one of my favorite ever containers, very ergonomic and functional. It has a spoon holding lid and is airtight. You also have the option to choose the orange tab without the spoon holder, and it acts as a hold for your lid whilst you have it open. Unfortunately, the company seems to have shut down and I've not seen any other alternatives. So sad. These are the usual ones sold in the shops, which are still useful. These silicone bags are very handy for storing food and liquids and can be used in the microwave and stored in the freezer too. It can stand up and is very space saving for small freezers compared to rigid containers. We like to use a lot of spices. I store my less used, smaller quantity spices in this really useful box. That's a brand name, by the way. It makes it very visible what you have and it's easy to access. The downside is that it's not completely airtight, but I've used this for many years and the spices are still fresh. I really like using these stackable wire baskets for storing fruits to ripen, onions, potatoes, and the like. Again, it makes it very visible what we have. These are pull-out drawers we DIY'd and it's now a favourite cabinet. The original cabinet just had the usual plank shelf, but it was extremely useless as it was narrow, deep and dark. Trying to see what we had in there was like trying to find something in a pitch black tunnel.
Anybody there?
If you have a useless cabinet like this, think about installing this. I've put the link in the notes. If you would like a tutorial on this, let me know in the comments below. And now some fridge solutions. This Lazy Susan is great for keeping all your jars in view. I feel it does take up slightly more space, but the space you lose is the sauce you gain by not forgetting it. This fridge bin is super handy for storing small items in the same category, like cheeses. It makes it easy to access and also see what you still have. I like storing my oven trays and pot lids this way. It keeps them standing and all visible so you don't end up with a crazy stacked mess. Now I'll show you the world's stupidest kitchen design. There is a panel right smack in the middle, completely blocking your view and access, and this crazy zigzag interweaving layers of shelves. So one has to get creative and resourceful. The far corners were dark, so I added a rechargeable motion sensor light to prevent it from becoming an abyss of expired goods, unseen and forgotten. I tried my best to arrange all the goods so they are visible. Arranging them in bins, which can be easily pulled out, are also so helpful in the situation. This light is slightly older and runs on batteries, so slightly less eco. Still functional nonetheless. You can see how useful the storage bins are. We don't have a big pantry cupboard, so our overflow goes into the garage. Using racks like these can really help to increase functional space and aid visibility. I absolutely love these motion sensor lights. The charging port uses a USB cable and the other end has the on button. It comes with magnet stickers, which I found wasn't very sticky, so I added my own double-sided tape as well. The light strip then sticks to the magnet. The motion sensor light is also useful as an automatic night light to light up the corridors without having to turn on a noisy switch. We also have one in the bathroom. This is our Joseph stainless steel food prep nest, which I can't live without. It isn't the cheapest, but we got this as a gift. I think it has great functionality and is very space saving. It has all the measuring spoons you'll need in cups and milliliter measure. It has a small mixing bowl with a pouring lip, a sieve, colander, and a large mixing bowl. And because it's stainless steel, it's super easy to clean and the nest sits tightly in the cabinet. Have you ever wondered why the sinks come with these god-awful, useless strainers which do nothing to catch food? I hated them. I managed to find these amazing replacements which catch all the food bits but doesn't clog the water flow due to the great design with the mushroom in the middle. I usually transfer the food waste into a plastic strainer caddy to ensure all the liquid is drained before I put it into the food waste caddy. I recently found this 3-litre food caddy which has a hanging function, so you're able to slide your vegetable peels right into it when you're chopping things up. Every organised kitchen needs a good bin. We've had this simple human pedal bin for many years now and I still love it. I like the wide mouth and I didn't want the hassle of a motion sensor one, which I find can be a little annoying because the sensor doesn't always work immediately. Labelling is like the holy grail of an organised kitchen. I've experimented with a few ways of labelling. I used to use the Dymo letter tag to label. The refills are not expensive and it is quick. However, when you try to remove the label, it leaves a very annoying residue behind. I managed to remove it with a sticker remover, but I now avoid using this if I can. Another way I like is using chalk markers. These are super eco as you don't waste plastic or paper and are easily replaceable, but maybe too easily replaceable. They do rub off if you wipe them, so this can happen. Another method I really like the look of is using the Dymo Omega embosser. This is slightly more time consuming compared to the Dymo letter tag labeler, but it looks very sleek. Punching out the letters is surprisingly therapeutic and meditative as well. Anyone else get this? There are other ways to do it too, like using label stickers and writing with a marker or chalk. You can even paint on blackboard paint as the base. Or you could go back to basics with paper and pen, or even a typewriter. I hope you all enjoyed my personal tips for keeping your home organized, easy and flowing. Let me know which you liked best. I would also love to hear what is your best tip. Stay tuned for part 2.